Alright guys, so I was just bending a cloud a couple of minutes ago. And so basically what I've been doing is because there's all the chemtrails in the sky, I was skeptical of cloud technology being in use just to cover up whatever, you know? And so being proficient in we're just gonna call it energy work, I call it magic. Anyways, I was shaping down the natural cloud that existed already on the whatever you call that, and basically what it does is that it deaccumulates all of the natural cloud until it gets to the artificial cloud, and then the artificial cloud will reveal the geometric shape of the craft itself, and potentially, if it doesn't teleport before you can see it, you can get some interesting views. I don't know. Like, there was this one other time I was bending a cloud and it was nighttime, and I chopped it in half and pulled it apart, and apparently it didn't teleport away. It just reaccumulated the cloud and then sent one of those black triangle craft out of the side, and it kind of just hovered in the same place for about 35 seconds and stared at me, and I was very intimidated at that point. But now, onto the show itself. So basically, I'm gonna take this accumulation, which just arrived here out of nowhere in less than 10 minutes. Believe me or not, there was only like that, and then there was that. And I deaccumulated this, and this got deaccumulated, and then after it was deaccumulated for like 10 minutes, then that just popped up, and I was like, whoa. And so we see this one right here, which looks like a cigar ship. So this is the one I'm going to be focusing on first. I'm going to start with this part right here, and here we go. So as you can see, we're already getting some flatness up here. That's a craft.
Yeah.
Now we're deaccumulating it. As you can see, we see obvious geometric structure in the cloud itself. Now I can tell because the flat lines of where I was bending are now curvy and out of form. That means the ship that was connected to whatever this is just teleported off. And now it'll either teleport somewhere else in the accumulation so that it can't be seen, or it'll just go away and do whatever it needs to do to come back. But other than that, we're gonna go at it again. Yeah, see? Already out of structure. Alright. Okay, Story, let me help you. I gotta help Story with something. It's been legit less than 30 seconds. I just had to take my brother to the bathroom. But look at what we have going on here. The piece that was right here, I think that's where it was, has now deaccumulated primarily. And so it's revealing this second geometric structure inside the cloud, which looks like a cylinder. And so I'm just gonna start focusing on that and see what we can get out of it. Yeah, see? Already that flat shape at the top. That's the indication. Moving it, right there. Totally flat at the top. Now, if this were a real cloud, that couldn't be like that. And after seeing it twice in a row, it's pretty indicative. Yeah, Story? One sec. See, now it's gone. The structure of the cloud itself has changed. That's an indication that it's teleported out. Probably somewhere back into the accumulation. What, Story? I'll be right back. 5 minutes and what I've noticed so far is that everything that I was bending up here in the front has deaccumulated, and now we're just left with this big blob of partially artificial, partially natural. Just like that stuff. And so I guess I'm just gonna start from here and then move it all the way down to here. Or if that doesn't work, I'll go like this. That's probably gonna be easier. Yeah, I'm just gonna do that. Just gonna do this right here. Bet you I could do it looking through my phone. That'd be pretty interesting. Yeah, look. So, obviously it's harder. The bigger the chunk you go, the more energy you have to use and build and project, but you can see the indentation of me focusing on it, taking a little bit longer than I'd expect it to, but it's opening up some interesting crevices here at the bottom. And so that's indication that this is either an artificial bubble with multiple craft in it or a single craft. Yeah, now it's already gone. What's up, we're back. I waited probably 5 minutes, and this thing, probably in the last clip I took, there was this right here, and so I deaccumulated that, and it revealed structure that was like this, and it walked up and around here and connected to there and behind there. And so I've been primarily deaccumulating everything that's up here. As you can see, it accelerates there when you move the clouds. But so pretty much, I'm just gonna keep bending that cloud, trying to cut into it, make it smaller, deaccumulate all the natural cloud that's around it. Ooh, that looks promising right there. Okay, so you see this thing right here? That definitely looks geometric. And so I'm gonna focus my attention on that. I'm gonna cut it from there to there. So once again, it's the same angle, so probably the same 3 ship that were down here in front. And so you have that up, flat, and back down. And it's really disc shaped. The other one was really disc shaped too. Oh, see, now the ends are all faded and gargle. Or that's just a separate one that's in front of it and it's still there. Yeah?
Look it. Cat. Look it.
It's gone. Or no, look, now it's being covered by this thing. It just dropped from up there to down here.
There's a hole.
Is there a hole in the guy now?
Yeah.
Oh no. Well, if you don't stretch it out, he's okay. Alright. So we all just saw that geometric structure right there. This drop. I mean, it's like, what more do I need to say? 5 minutes, and all this wasn't there, just like a little bit ago. It just came out of nowhere, or it kind of just like accumulated itself off of the pre-accumulated accumulation. Pre-accumulated accumulation. Sound like a derp, but anyways, we have all these. Ow! This cat just got me. We have all these long. Oh, sorry, I'm congested right now. But we have all these long geometric shapes that are connected to other geometric shapes, and a lot of technology. It looks like crazy technology. We have this tiny cylinder at the bottom with what looks like to be a flat triangle crap that connects to it. And this could really be anything, guys, but I've definitely stirred the pot. And you see this guy down here. This guy hasn't moved at all. He's existed for a while. He just came out of nowhere. And as you can see, there's that black ship right there. Right there. Let me try to focus it. Right there. And then look. There's that other tiny little geometric object. Move. There's that box. That is a box cloud, people. Look at that box cloud. It's a... Oh, now it's deaccumulating. That's crazy. So it's or no, it's just changing its pattern. That's trippy. Never seen anyone like that before. And then we have this one up here, and it's connected to this long stray. Let's try to bend that. Those guys look like they are messing around. I'm not gonna mess with them. Not gonna mess with those ones. Just gonna leave them alone. Sage. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is create accumulation on top of this already pre-made accumulation. Basically, just to say that I'm not incapable of defending myself. So we're going to accumulate it. Making it bigger, making it bigger. And that's the thing too. I was just thinking to myself, I don't want to start any bad blood with these with this species or this alliance if it's a multiple species thing. But as you can see, more multiple geometric structures by this that's still there. The black thing that was on it is now gone, along with that other box. That's an indication that it teleported out. There's some other technology that looks the same. That too. It's all this stuff. It's all the stuff at the bottom and this stuff in the middle. That really makes me skeptical. Because look how close that is to the ground. That's fucking... It's ridiculous how close that is. Or it's on the other side and I'm just perceiving it wrong. But I think it's under the altitude of this mass accumulation. Might be wrong, man. Might be wrong. That guy. That's one. Yeah, see? Same geometric formation. Same donk. Same ships. What are they doing? What are they doing? I mean, a dummy knows that can't be natural. Symmetry is never a natural... Oh my god. There was a ship. I just saw a ship fly into the cloud, and we're filming. Okay. Now, it might have not been a ship, it might have been a plane, but it flew directly into the cloud, so it's either spraying something to make it more artificial because I'm accumulating around it, or it's doing something else. But as we can see down here, a new update on this ship. It has accumulated a little bit more, and it now looks like there's another geometric object on top of the object that was already there. This looks like nothing. I mean, it might be something, but can only speculate. I can't see where that plane exactly went, or if it was a plane, because I see a lot of cigar ships in the sky, and they just fly super slow, and they're white, and they look pretty crazy, but they have their normal flight paths that they take that goes from like behind the house all the way over, or from the same direction back the same way, and that's really the only flight path I see them take. But other than that, we're accumulating more and more and more, and kind of building this like wall of clouds. And I don't know if I'm building it per se, but I definitely know that I'm creating accumulation around the already pre-structured accumulation. And there are continuous geometric objects that I have revealed. And as I said before, that's indicative. But that guy right there, that guy looks sketch. I get a weird vibe from that guy. That guy and that guy, I get weird vibes from. But this, I know there's like one right there that I can see. This is the same one. No, this and this are different, but yeah. But seriously, if you've never tried practicing magic before, I seriously highly recommend it, because it has enriched my life beyond verbal articulation. Well, for now, while we're waiting for this to do whatever it's going to do, because I'm done playing with it for now, but I don't know. I'll just show you some airbending, I guess. As you can see, got accumulation going, or not accumulation, but acceleration. What really helps is if you take big trees, like that guy over there, and you get him all accelerated. So it's not moving as much as I'd like it to be now, but just because I have to hold this phone. If I had a tripod, I could become much more focused. Actually, let me go look for the audio. That's okay, but some update on this cloud wall that's being formed. Now look, this is the weird thing. Like if this was a storm or something, if this was a... That's a helicopter. We're gonna get it on film? What do you want to watch, Story? I was just about to say, we have this tiny stuff over here, which looks like natural cloud, but it looks like most of the majority stops like right there and then gets all artificially. What do you want me to do?
All of them gone.
You want all of them to be gone? Oh, let's reach.
No.
I saw that same helicopter fly this way, so it's just saving somebody from a mountain range or something. Probably some broken leg out in the forest or something. But I'm gonna help Story with his Netflix, and then I'll be right. I did something cool just to show you guys. It hasn't rained at all yet today, but as you can see, clear rainbow after I've been bending these clouds. One thing that I've noticed from bending these clouds is that sometimes there's really two methods to create a rainbow with magic. You can either accumulate a whole bunch of clouds and create a light drizzle that creates a rainbow, like purposefully, or it'll just happen as a residual effect to bending a cloud. If you don't make it rain and it just accumulates itself and doesn't do anything, it's a weird occurrence, but it's happened to me a lot over the past year. It's just these rainbows that are clearly visible and it hasn't rained, which shouldn't even be possible, right? I'm gonna do more research into that and talk about it later, but I just thought that was pretty cool. I like how it looks. Oh, yeah, there it is. Story, look.
What?
Catch made a rainbow, he thinks. See the rainbow?
I can't.
See it?
I can't.
Look. See right there? It's like colors in the sky.
I can't see.
Look all the way back there by the mountain. It's right there. Once again, we've got this airbending acceleration going. Usually when I bend, I like to have a majority of, or not a majority, but just a nice amount of elements going at once so that they work off of each other. One thing that I really use is the kinetic energy of trees by accelerating, call it air, in and around a tree, and then projecting one side forward and the other side backward, and then connecting it to a trilateral system of trees to generate energy off of. So really, it's 0-point energy with magic. But basically, I can accelerate a trilateral or quadrilateral systematic acceleration generation from groups of trees, and then that can excel energy for me to use wherever I choose it to go, because my awareness is already implanted into the creation of the energy. And so what I can do is like, let me just give you a brief example. One time I was at my grandma's house, and I was doing the same method I just talked about a second ago, the trilateral energy acceleration. And I was doing that really good, and I was getting continuous, accelerating it. Please be quiet. Please and thank you. Quiet your mouth. Thank you. Silly guys. Anyways, I was doing that, and my dad was on the front porch, it probably being like 10:30 p.m., and all of these rocks that he thought was hail were just like tornadoing around this house that I was in. Me unknowingly even doing that, I didn't know what was going on. I just heard rustling and smacking and crackling and hitting, like rocks hitting stuff. I heard that on the roof and on the walls in the location that I was in, but it kind of scared me, and it scared everybody in the house, so I felt kind of bad about that. But it showed me that I have untapped potential that is tappable. And that's an important notion that we all take for granted every day, is just not believing in ourselves, because our consciousness has been handed to us for a reason, and we must act upon it with honor and discipline and balance most of all. But everything I'm doing today are examples of the collective ascension that's about to happen on the planet. Or something. As I said before, I'm congested. But let's play with some more clouds. You can see we have some more accumulation growing. Yeah. Mom's home? She is? Are you just kidding? No, she's here. Well, I don't see her. You know where the toilet paper is? I gotta blow my nose. Here, I'll be right back, and then we'll play with some more guys. I'm back. This is update on this cloud wall. Check it out. We have some more accumulation that's deriving right here. Some more accumulation. Sorry. Just had to mess with this tree real quick. I apologize for that. But the trippy thing that's been happening is I talked about this geometric structure in here a second ago, and we have this weird square that's popping out the side. So my guess is probably this is a separate object in itself, and it's just huge because you can see it stops right there. Or something. You can definitely see geometric structure right there. Right there where I just pointed. And it seems to be connected to itself. That's basically all the updates I have on this cloud right now, but not much going on with this cloud other than this geometric object right here that seems to come over this way and hide in this artificial right here. But the interesting thing about this geometric shape is that it looks more natural than it does artificial. And that's a trip to me. That's different than what I usually see, which is this black, gross, nasty, gray stuff you see out in primarily the middle. But there's this lighter stuff that is natural cloud that's tied into the artificial. And I think it just gets caught up with the harp frequencies that are being projected from the different harp locations that they have. But that's another story for another time, because the next topic I would like to introduce is channeling and how it can potentially be dangerous and threaten your quality of life. Don't want to make you guys afraid of it, but if it's not done exactly how, not exactly, if it's not done with complete light, then you'll not manifest, but call, I'm just going to call it a pull. We're going to call it a pull. It's kind of like calling somebody on the phone, but it's attracting their energy towards you and asking if that energy or consciousness would like to communicate with you. And if you don't have the right emotional state while you're projecting this this invite to whatever entity you're connecting to, then that's a huge key major thing to it all. And so I started experiencing things like this, little diblets and dablets, when I was like 13, mid 13, late 13, and then it really just kicked off when I was 14. So like I'm going to talk about the stuff that happened a little later after I was 13, just because that the other stuff is private. But anyways, so 14, had already been practicing cloud bending for like a year and a half, maybe a little less, probably like a year, almost a year, realistically. But I started moving. This was also before the mass chemtrails that were being like nowadays we just see stripes and stripes and stripes and stripes and stripes and stripes in the day, all day long, every day. And it didn't used to be like that a year ago. It primarily only happened in the nighttime, and when it happened in the nighttime, it was thick and nasty and gross, whatever's in it. But anyways, I was moving cloud patterns because it's a lot easier without the chemtrails, but the cloud technology was still in use even without the chemtrails, because some entities can harness the power of the clouds and use it to kind of hide them while they're doing we're just gonna call it work in the area or vicinity that you're in. So probably 58% of the time, depending on your location, there are craft in the clouds that nobody just sees because they're covering themselves up with cloud technology. But the thing that happened was when I started moving these giant cloud formations, like you see this one right here, I was moving them. I would move them out, down, past a hill ridge like that, and then I'd make mass accumulation of. It would probably take me a couple hours, but I'd make a giant cloud. And this was in the winter time, and so I'd make it rain, right? But after I'd make it rain, I would go to bed just that night, and then I'd wake up with vivid conversations in my head. There were no visuals involved, but I was speaking to a group of individuals, and let me just say this. They spoke to me all in unison, sounded like 6 voices. It was very hard to tell how many individuals there were, but they were all speaking at the same time. And I'm not going to tell you exactly what they said because I don't know who's listening to me and when. They basically just threatened my family if they were going to threaten my family if I messed with their cloud patterns anymore, because they're holding some type of program out here doing whatever they want, probably genetic research or archaeological research or dealing with all kinds of stuff. I mean, you can only speculate because you're earthbound, but no, it's not going to be like that forever. We're not going to forever be earthbound, but yeah, Story, what's wrong? I'll be right back. Story, I am really sorry that your Pop-Tart broke, and I mean, there's a Pop-Tart right there that's a full Pop-Tart and that you would enjoy. Sorry, Story's just crying for a Pop-Tart. Boom, there we go. Chemtrails being sprayed. Right there. Right there. Story, I really want to help you, but you're crying over nothing. Would you like anything else to eat? No? I want to help you get food, though. I want to help you not be hungry, because I know you're hungry. What can I make you to eat? Just another example. Now, my next guess is that what he just sprayed up along the whole top of what was there is going to accumulate it even more. And that's the creation of artificial accumulation. But I'll talk to that later after I help Story. So I turned off the camera, and most of the accumulation that was existing on the bottom here just deaccumulated out of nowhere, and it's revealing all of these geometric shapes in the sky. And so that makes that, and it was right after that chemtrail plane just flew right by, and you have other clouds going straight up, other clouds going straight down and out, but the majority of this accumulation is just deaccumulating at a rate that shouldn't even be naturally possible. And so there you go, right there. Ships, cloud ships everywhere. Just wait until they let us start seeing the actual ships in the sky. They don't have to hide in the clouds anymore. Because right now they're just generating all this wealth off of its dumb, uninformed society that's been created off of lies. And yeah, all dissipated. We have all this new accumulation in a new wall with all these other different geometric patterns, and so you can really see and have a grasp of what I'm dealing with here and what we're dealing with. Not to mention all that artificial right there. Look at how big that is. That's a natural cloud right there. That is a natural cloud ship. Well, a ship that's using cloud technology, natural cloud technology, not artificial cloud technology, which is way easier and not as good. So my guess is this is probably human, not human. You really don't know. Speculation. But I've compiled enough evidence to be, speculatory about it. So that's all I gotta say for now. Thank you.